his stop is in Daboya in the North Gonja district here in the Savannah region, and received a briefing on the Agenda 111 project, which is taking place here in the Savannah region. Akufo-Addo appears to be walking around and to see for himself specifically the things. He's waving at the workers who are here gathered, interacting with the workers and all that. And so yes, President Akufo-Addo appears to have a smile that perhaps tells me that he's received a good briefing about the state of affairs of the Daboya project, and the persons here all want to catch a glimpse of the president. They all want to see the president. I can see that President Akufo-Addo is being taken to the construction site proper. So he's climbed up onto the one of the construction sites where the substructure has been completed and pillars have even been raised. So he's currently on the substructure itself, seeing for himself firsthand what is happening as far as the project is concerned. So yes, this is the president visiting the Daboya district in the North Gonja district of the Savannah region. I've been joined again by the project consultant for Zone 5, George Rekubrobe. So George, tell us quickly what went on while the president got here. What briefing has he been given?
The president was not exactly thrilled with the current progress of works, but we explained to him that the contractor has a lot of materials in sight, and it's likely that from this substructure level he's likely going to move a lot faster. You know, he has a lot of platforms already mounted, about 7 out of the 28, and looking at the times that we had, it looks hopeful.
Okay, so quickly tell us the project now as we speak. What is the level of work that has been done?
Well, like I explained, there's about 2 contractors. There are 2 contractors who are executing the above works. The first contractor has done a lot more work. About 8 or 7 of the platforms have been done. The other contractor has a lot of the platforms with hardcore filling, ground beams done. So it's quite encouraging. Just that because of teething problems of electricity and procurement of materials, there's been some kind of a delay. But we're hoping that with the procurement of materials, as you can see that we have on site, the contractor would be a lot more diligent and work harder in the coming months.
We do know that this is a job creation avenue when you are constructing such facilities. Do we have an idea of how many young people have been employed working on this site?
In fact, before we began this construction, the DCEs and the MPs appealed to the contractors to employ a lot of the locals. So I think there's a 10% room for them where they employ a lot of the locals that help in the construction.
Do we have figures? Do we have figures? Let's say you have about 100 people working here or 200. Is there any rough figure you can give us?
Oh, it's roughly about 50 people working here
who are directly employed. Okay, so you told us that President Akufo-Addo is not necessarily enthralled with the progress of work, but there is assurance because, of course, we can see that there are a lot of materials here which are going to be used. But what are the timelines? We know that this project is already about 8 months into its commencement. Are you going to review the timelines? Are you going to stick to the timelines? What kind of pressure are you going to give to these local contractors to do their work?
You know, if you remember from our initial interview, the special advisor on health said something about meeting with the consultants. We've also had meetings with the contractors and outlined the project deliverables as far as this project is concerned, and they are quite clear with regards to what they need to do. And we've also issued out warning letters so that if by the time that in 2 or 3 months time we don't see significant progress in terms of the volume of work, in terms of the length of time that they're working, we'll have to recommend termination letters. But having said all of that, we think that there's hope, and the contractors are beginning to speed up progress. And like I said, a lot of emphasis is on the substructure works. Once that is done, the coming works would be a lot quicker.
All right, Kweku. So I've been interacting with George Rekubrobe. He's the project consultant for Zone 5 of all the Agenda 111 projects that are taking place across the country. There are 8 zones for all the 111 hospitals, and he is the consultant responsible for all of Zone 5. Zone 5 essentially comprises the hospitals that are being built in the Savanna region and the Upper East region and perhaps other places. But this is the one we've been interacting with. But we can tell you that President Akufo-Addo has come to see with his own eyes the progress of work here at the Daboya site of Agenda 111. And even though he is not thrilled by the progress of work, he's been assured that with the level of materials that the contractors have purchased on site, we can see a lot of gravels, we can see a lot of sand, we can see a lot of iron rods and all that. There has the assurance that come the next visit, this project would have advanced beyond what it is now, probably beyond roofing level, so that they'll be thinking about electricals and also stocking the facility with the equipment that are needed. So Kweku, we will come back to you now as we bring the coverage here at the Daboya site of Agenda 111 to an end. My colleague Akwesi Insia will pick up the presentation from the other side of town, where President Akufo-Addo is headed to inspect a road construction that is currently ongoing. Kweku.
All right, thank you very much, Wilberforce Asari, live from Daboya, where President Akufo-Addo has just finished inspecting work on the Agenda 111 as well as the Regional Health Directorate project. So the President is on his way to Kosogo, where he will be inspecting the Fufulso Bunjai Road. Don't forget, we have our men there stationed waiting for the President to arrive, and we'll be bringing you a live coverage of that as part of his tour of the Savannah region. Don't forget, that tour is ending today, and so we'll bring you a concluding part of the President's tour today in the Savannah region. Stay with us on this channel. This is a production by the Ministry of Information, live from Accra, and we are with the President wherever he is on this particular tour. We'll be back with more. Do stay with us.
This is a special production by the Ministry of Information, and it's live on over 8 TV stations across the length and breadth of this country. Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Please, can you tell us your full name and your designation at Ghana Highway Authority?
Okay. My name is Engineer Sefiamo Jeffy, the Acting Regional Highway Director for Savannah Region.
Okay, now give us the full scope of this construction.
Okay, this is construction of Bunjai to Fufulso Road from kilometer 0 to 35, then from kilometer 64.1 to kilometer 100. And the scope of the project is earthworks, drainage structures, pavement works, which is placing of sub base of 150 millimeters and then the base of 150 millimeters, then primer seal, and then do the road line marking and road furniture.
Okay, now before we get to the technical details of this project, what will be the adjoining towns that this road will be linking to?
Yeah, this is an important link because it is linking 3 districts. That's to begin with, it is linking the N10 at Buipe and then the Tamale Salaga Road, which is N9 and then IR4. So it is linking North Gonja, Central Gonja, and then West Gonja, whose capital is the regional capital, Savannah, Damongo.
Okay, so it means that as we speak, if someone wants to travel all the way from Damongo to Salaga, the person will not have to go through Tamale again after the completion of this project.
Yes, after the completion of this project, that is what the situation will be. But at the moment, due to budgetary constraints, the project has been packaged in 2 phases. The phase 1 is what I have just spoken about. You can bear me out that whilst I was giving the description of the project, I from 0 to 35. So where we are now is the 64 to 100, which is part of the 0 to 35.
Okay, so when was work actually began on this project?
It began on the 27 February 2020 and is supposed to be completed within 42 months. That is August 25, 2023. As we speak now, exactly today, 71% of the time has elapsed and the physical progress is 60% and the contractor is actually on course.
So it means that within 42 calendar months, we should be able to see the full construction of Bunjai to Fufulso Road.
We will be seeing from 0 to 35 and then from 64.1 to 100.
I'll be happy and my viewers also be appreciative if at least you can tell us the town instead of the mileage.
The town, like I'm saying, the first site, which is at Bunjai site, is 35 kilometers. Then from that 35 kilometers, there is a missing link we call gap of 29 kilometers, which lands us at kilometer 64. Then from 64, we get to 100, which is here.
So kilometer 64 is what community?
It's Yape.
That's Yape.
Yes, Yape environment.
So the whole scope is for about 42 months.
Yes, excluding the gap.
Okay.
Excluding the gap.
So when are we supposed to finalize these gaps?
Oh, like I said earlier on, it's at a high stage of award. Award. The gap is being considered for award. So I believe very soon the award will be done.
Okay. Thank you very much. So I've been speaking to one of the officials of the Ghana Highway Authority who has given us a full scope of this 71-kilometer road that's straight from Bunjai to Fufulso, and this is going to help the people of Yape who will be traveling all the way from Damongo to Salaga, not to be going through Tamale again, because driving from Damongo to Salaga will take you about 4.5 hours, and after completion of this road we are going to see a reduction of the time limit from 4.5 hours to 2.5 hours, making the distance shorter than it used to be. So also be engaging some of the residents around here to also tell us how happy they are to see construction of work on this road, because we have been told that this is actually a virgin land. Asasia na se kalapita bia ekano eda eti ese eyasasi afe na aban
Eddie contract abaso ebecha enua Fufulso amaya dwiso. And as we showed you earlier on in our first report, utim say yeji ekwane swa right from Fufulso junction up to this ender. Yes, ekwane ye no egusu etoboko. And the contractors also made me understand that even the 71 kilometers we are talking about, there's going to be an increment because they've also realized that there are certain portions of the road that also benefit ekava. So in actual fact, after completion, we are going to see more than 71 kilometers road constructed within this area. And don't forget, this is a constituency in a Savanna region, one of the newly created regions in Ghana. So let me also engage some of the residents here to tell us how happy they are to see this construction. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank you very much.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine, please.
And what's your name?
My name is Jumba Malik Abdul Samil.
Okay. Now tell us, how happy are you to see the construction of this road, which is about to help reduce your number of time hours traveling from Damongo to Salaga?
Oh, it's not easy to help people. So we thank God, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Dunaka Akufo-Addo, has come to the Central Gonja, Yapekusogo, to help us. Because at first, when we are about to go to Salaga, it takes us a number of hours before we get there, due to the traffic rules we meet at Tamale. But this road, it has come to help us. This time round, when the road is completed and you are going to Salaga, you have a smooth way of living. So we thank the President for the help he has brought to the Yapekusogo constituency and Central Gonja as well.
Okay, thank you very much. I also be engaging your other colleagues. Kwaku, as I'm speaking to you now, President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has just arrived at the ceremony, which will see the president addressing a large gathering here. And in fact, the rate at which people are trooping in just to listen to the president, also follow president inspect this road, is just overwhelming. Opedi boko there.
Oh boko.
Yeah, then yamiasi.
Sumidase.
Akrani frose.
Omo frem Idrisu.
Wa man frose.
Ani me kurofo nyina frem Idrisu.
Okay, but me say before construction of Sir Ekwanwe, how difficult nana eyese obese utu kwan free Damongo e de Salaga senetie?
Oh, hode intimate campo. Kire se na wo free Damongo se wo wani be hu Salaga no. Wo be short say 8 hours. Kwan so. Say kwan we buy no. I was say there wo fa Damongo na wo be Salaga. Wo che ya 3 hours. And now 2.5 hours ubeduro kwano ayetia kura maya nti yedanyame ase se omofa kwano beto ha sese na ye brepa sese de yedanyame ase kire se na na do ba ya obakasa obama ya sa kwan we Savannah region ya ne yaji papa sese obakasa nko anti na omo ye kwan no sese de bia na wo ba hwe kwan no kura wa ne beje sese kwan ye kwantia maya ube kwa Salaga sisia na waduru ube kwa nsam ankrom kura kwa na sokura sise ohode ube tuma kwa ba kura ba ye wadwuma nti nduru na wakura na waduru nti ye danyame asese omba ye sa kwa no maye nti omungu so ano musan ye de chensa maye kwa no de ye danyame asepa.
Okay, let's say wanka samu sukura bra ye sha se ye dwi kwan so wafaso
mafaso de bia me de me kwan no no
wote he
mete yape haya.
Okay. Eti wo fa so koton niema wo Salaga ne
anem tologe side ho chama ho nyina ye fa so da.
Okay, eti wo na wafa ekwan ne so. Bua na yetimi enti asese wo nam kwan ne so kwa ehfa na contractor na adwi kwan na akwa akoduru.
Wo fa kwan ne so a bebi a wo bakwa akoduru wo tra ayi chama kakra. Ho na kwan no kwa ginae.
Okay.
Nti yeso ye wogidie se bia contractor no beto aso chese se dia kwan no tie no na ka kwan no ko pie Salaga nko ade a oh ye da nyame ase mpanyimfo nyame mbo mpanyimfo pa se dia omudwune ho a omudi kwan no beto ha no ye da omo ase pa
na se dia awuyenhi amanfo ebekom wa bra ombetu kwan tenten ede free Damongo akọ Salaga no saa ekwan ya yetwa wa hanumi ate saa ebre no aha no nyina so de amamo
bebre ene de yan kampo chese saa bra ye bre no na nya asam kito masa wo be Salaga kura adwundwan ba da wotirmu no ko a
wo akọ ye adwuma no so adwundwan abeto so no
akwan na wo be fa ha ko pie Tamale afe na wo be fa ko fa Tamale sɛ wokɔ Salaga nyɛ kwan ketewa saa da no de ni akwantu nko antim mu na wo wontimi nkwankɔ yɛ adwuma bia de sa da foforo da bia saa sise suso de wobɛtimi atena damango na ade ache na wɔtimi afa kwanwe akɔ Salaga akɔ yɛ adwuma kora asa aba
na sɛ first no na pɛ sɛ utu kwan fi damango ɛkɔ Salaga na sɛ wokɔ a woboaboa ho sɛ wontimi ɛnsa amada na
dabi
ɛsɛ sɛ kwan na wa
dabi wontimi nsa
ba ɛsɛ deɛ wobɛtimi akɔ
asa aba ba yɛ wɔ adwuma
adwuma bɛ na ayɛ
oh me de me yɛ kuyani me sa tɔn no masoso
kuya ɛte sɛ ɛwɔ yape kusegu empɔtɛmu a
sɛ deɛ yɛbɛka sɛ kuya no kora bɛsa apagya aka ho kyɛ sɛ ne yɛ men kwan na ne saa kwan no yɛ nyinaa kuya yɛ afom wɔ saa kwan no so nti wuyi wɔ dɔba yɛ kora wodi bɛba fie a ɛyɛ asɛm kwan no baeɛ no ɛyɛ ize kora ama yɛ sɛ wodi ka kɔ fa wɔ dɔba yɛ kora wo mbrɛ sisi a na waba
okay ne sɛ mumududu na amafuo no ɛwɔ Salaga every Salaga eba damango eti sɛ mutu mufudie na mud beton dodo ne nyina wɔ damango but first na yenye kwan nti na ɛdi sɛ mo yi niema no
ne nyina na ɛkɔ tamale side
oh okay
me fa kwan bia ne wa wodi befa ne sa wodi fa tamale sa no nti we no bae no oh da bia me de me ka kwan ne de tia kura ma ye nti no nko ate na ya ne ya gye ho kyerɛ kwano ya kan panyin fo da bia president abasa baba nanado bae na de ya ho no so bi da kyerɛ sɛ kwan a wobɛyɛ maaye ne ayi Savannah region no nko a yɛda nyame ase
na tɔpɛ ne bɛda ase bebree nti kwaku pani ba kwa mote sɛ yɛde no ɛka sɛ ɛyɛ kuani ya ɔno ɔwɔ nafuo ɛwɔ Salaga kwantepɔ no ɛso. Now, this man has been telling us before construction of this road, it was difficult moving your goods, your farm produce from Salaga to Damango. But as a result of this construction, now it's become easy for them to move their produce from Salaga to Damango. At first, they had to always sell their produce at Tamale, which was making it difficult for those in Damango to also enjoy or benefit from what they also been doing in their various farms. But just as I speak to you, we now have the minister, the Savanna regional minister, who is welcoming the president of the republic to this gathering. But before the arrival of the president, all chiefs and those who matter to be here were all seated. When president just arrived, he was taking around a small tour to greet the chiefs and people of Yape Kusegu who are gathered here to witness the inspection of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Salaga. So it's going to be a direct link that commuters will not have to use Damango to Tamale before arriving at Salaga. And this road is at the eastern point of the Savannah region, and it will be adjoining the western part of the region, which also make it easy for those also traveling within and outside the Savannah region, one of the newly created regions under His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And it become part of President's promise to ensure that development regions, especially the newly created regions, to ensure that development. As we gave you a clear picture yesterday when the president arrived to inspect work of progress on the construction of the Savannah Regional Coordinating Council, the Minister for Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development, former General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, Honorable Daniel Kwaku Boche, told us and those who had opportunity to also watch this live production that this forms part of the president's agenda to ensure that less privileged regions, especially the new ones created, will also catch up with the ones that are also developing in terms of infrastructure. So, Kwaku, let me take you straight away to listen to the welcome address of the chief of Yape as he addressed President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and his entourage who accompanied him, and some of the ministers who accompanied the president were the Minister for Information, Honorable Kojo Opo Nkrumah, Deputy Minister for Roads and Highways, Honorable Stephen Jalula, and other hosts of ministers and CEOs who matters in this road construction. So let's go straight to listen to what the chief has to say to President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. As the president, no time, will also be addressing the gathering, and after the president will take a tour of the construction site. But before that, the president will be taken to this board at my back here to see the architectural and the pictorial evidence of what they have been talking about and what they are doing. So let's listen to the chief.
I appeal to you to ensure an extension of the Yape Rural Water Project to Kusogo while we wait for the bigger project, Your Excellency, which we are aware that pretty soon work will commence. We have seen preparations going on and we shall know the bigger project will start. And the bigger project is the extension of water from Yape to Tamale. Your Excellency, we anticipate that pretty soon work will start. This will give potable water, good drinking water for the people of Central Gonja right up to Tamale and its metropolis. Your Excellency, it will be recalled that my predecessor, the late Jira Kosogora Suleimana Ewuntoma Kunkarga of blessed memory, on 27th of July 2020, appealed to Your Excellency when you called on him to create a new district from the present Central Gonja district. He emphasized that this will bring developments to Kusogo and Tuluwe traditional areas. Again, 11th July 2021, Your Excellency, Bipura Abdullah Jinapo II, the paramount chief of the Bipe traditional area and also vice president of the Savannah Regional House of Chiefs, appeal to you, Mr. President, for the creation of a district from the current Central Gonja district. Jira Bipeura said, Your Excellency, you may recall that the current Central Gonja district is very vast. And he concluded that if a new district is created out of it, it will bring about faster development and region. Mr. Chairman, Your Excellency, President of the Republic of Ghana, I also wish to add my voice to the appeals on behalf of the people of the Kosovo Tulwe traditional area that we deserve a district. Indeed, the creation of this district will be a very huge solution, will offer a huge solution to our sustainable development efforts. It is the hope that this humble request shall receive swift action so that we can celebrate with you the commissioning of the district before the 2024 elections. Your Excellency, the contractor working on the Bunjai road, this is the project, Your Excellency, you want to see for yourself today and see the progress of work. We are happy to inform you, Mr. Chairman, that we here in Yape are aware that the contractor is on site and work is ongoing. We are, however, appealing to you, Mr. President, to consider getting the Kusogo Karibanto road done as a feeder road to link up with this Yape Bunjai road. In the same way, we are appealing to you to consider giving us this honor or this privilege of opening up a very important rural community, a big rural community very close to Yape, a few kilometers from Yape, and that is Katanga. This is a very important farming and fishing village, and we think that they will also have access to this major road that is going to flow from Yape to Bunjai. Your Excellency, we believe and we trust that you will ensure these projects are worked on to link up and make the people to benefit more from the Yape to road. Of concern, Your Excellency, is the establishment of a second cycle institution in Yape or Kusogo. Kusogo has no second cycle institution. Kusogo has
watching a live coverage of a ceremony in the Savannah region to welcome President Akufo-Addo as he inspects the Fufulso Bunjai road in Kusogo. You heard the Yapewura Dr. A.B.T. Zakaria Bekunutu speaking a while ago, giving his address at this ceremony where President Akufo-Addo is also expected to speak to the gathering before he goes on that inspection of the Fufulso Bunjai roads. The president will be speaking shortly at this ceremony, but just to remind you that the president has been on a working tour of the Upper West and Savannah regions throughout this whole week, and here at the Ministry of Information we have been bringing you live coverage of the president's itinerary as well as his engagements on this tour, which includes the inspection of projects, specifically roads and Agenda 111 hospital projects. We've also been bringing you updates on the president's engagements with traditional leaders, as well as interviews and other activities that the president has been involved in. It is live here on this channel, produced by the Ministry of Information. It's also live on GTV, Metro TV, City TV, Adum TV, but also live on Wontumi TV, Netu TV, Wezo TV, and you are listening to us on radio on Asase Radio. On Facebook, you're watching us on the Ministry of Information Facebook page. Shortly, we'll take you back to the ceremonial grounds where the president is just about to inspect the Fufulso Bunjai road. Remember, this is a 71-kilometer road sponsored by the government of Ghana. And as you heard from residents and opinion leaders in the area speaking to our reporters, it is a big deal for them because it connects to some major towns and is going to really help them ply their roads to their various activities in the area. And so President Akufo-Addo will shortly